On this episode of Recreated Kinda, we are tackling our second dish from Culinary Class Wars Season 2. The dish in question is by Chef Sung, and the secret ingredient, or rather the required one, is beef tongue. You probably saw it on the thumbnail. Let's make it happen. Before we get started, down in the description box below is going to be the game plan. And as you may or not already know, it's not a recipe. It's just a list of ingredients. Sorry, not sorry. First things first is to pressure cook the beef tongue. Now, Chef Son, this guy, he didn't just put the beef tongue in some stock and pressure cook that. No. What he did was he created a beef stew because he wanted to amplify that beefy flavor. I don't know what kind of meat he used, and he cut it into cubes, as you can see here on the screen. However, because I'm actually going to be eating this, I'm opting for chuck roast, which I've already cut in half, and I browned beautifully. I don't know if you could see that. If you can't see that well, I'm gonna put on the screen different shots of me browning the meat. So anywho, I've cut it in half. I'm not doing cubes because the chuck roast actually takes less time to pressure cook than the beef tongue. I'm doing two things. I'm keeping the beef chunkier, so it takes longer to pressure cook, and I'm actually cutting the beef tongue, which I've prepared on the side over there. Because the beef is already seared, what we're going to do is now begin dropping in our vegetables. So what I have here is mirepoix, which is carrot, celery, and onion that I roughly chopped pretty large. I'm gonna drop that in there. I hope you didn't see that. I'll pick it up later. But what I'm going to do now that I've dropped it is just add a hefty pinch of salt, maybe like 2 pinches of salt, and we'll let that go on high for 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. And by the time we come back, we're gonna add everything in there, including the beef tongue. So it's been about 5 minutes. What I'm going to add is some wine. I think he used alcohol. I'll put it on the screen. He added something and it caught fire, so I'm assuming that's alcohol. So I'm gonna add a splash. Maybe that was about a cup. I'm adding white wine, some Pinot Grigio instead of red wine because I don't want the dish to be too rich, and I feel like sometimes when you use red wine in braises, it gets a little too intense. So we're gonna let that cook off for a little bit before we add in our meat. And I forgot to mention, you wanna give it a stir because there's some good bits on the bottom, and you wanna ensure that all that gets released back into the liquid and doesn't just stay trapped on the bottom. It's been enough time for the alcohol to evaporate, so we're gonna proceed. What we're going to do is add some garlic. I've got some pre-peeled whole garlic here. I'm just gonna add a few. It's kind of a lot, but that's okay. I'm adding a decent amount because there's not much in terms of flavor happening. It's a pretty simple beef stew. I think he only added, in terms of extra aromatics besides the mirepoix, was bay leaf, thyme, and black peppercorn, but I'm also going to add coriander seed and some rosemary. Now that our aromatics are in, let's put our beef back in here. Let's snuggle that in. And now we get to add our beef tongue, which I'm probably gonna do off camera because yuck. Our beef tongue is in. I don't know if you can see it from there. Now what we're going to do is just fill it up with water. 2, 4, and that's about all this pressure cooker can handle. So we're gonna stop right there. Because I don't have broth on hand, I'm using water and chicken bouillon because hopefully you know that's a hack. So I'm going to be adding 4 teaspoons of chicken bouillon. And then I'm just gonna wait for this water to come to a boil. What I should have done was let it come to a boil without the tongue, taste it, adjust the seasoning, and then add the tongue. But here we are. So this is finally coming up to a boil. What I'm going to do is add some additional salt. I consulted ChatGPT and it said 1 teaspoon for what I have going on here because I didn't salt any of the meat. So I'm accounting for that. So I'm just gonna sprinkle a teaspoon in here. I'd rather err on the side of caution and worry about the solidity after it's done pressure cooking because I don't want to oversalt it. I'm going to cover this and I'm going to let it pressure cook for about 45 minutes. And in the meantime, I'm going to roast 1 full head of garlic because that's going to come in handy later, and prep some veggies for later as well. And I'm going to watch this from a distance because I'm scared. Bye. It's been about 45 minutes plus however long it took for it to naturally depressurize. And it looks good. Look at it. It's so tender. Look. Ooh, so soft.
Giovanni.
Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to take off the beef pieces because that was just for flavor. We're going to eat them, don't worry. And then we're going to take out the tongue pieces, which I can show you because they look a little less disgusting.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
They look good.
We're going to skin that. We're going to make it look cute. We're going to chop the sides off. And then we're also going to strain this liquid. And we come back, we're going to be doing the next thing.
Yeah, we're reducing the liquid. Cute.
This is the broth that we have strained. What we need to do is add the mushroom component. Chef Son used truffles. We don't like truffles, / it's not even in the budget if we did. So what we decided was to get a combination of several mushrooms. We have porcini, shiitake, oyster mushrooms that are dried. We're gonna blitz them to make them finer pieces because he chopped his really, really fine, and then put it in this broth for the reduction. So we're gonna add some. Blitz this. Ooh, so it is done. It is as fine as I have the patience to get it. So we're just gonna dump it all in here. That's probably way too much. But that's okay. FYI, I got this from Amazon. It's called Vigorous Mountains. That's the brand. They have a variety of dried mushrooms, which is why I got it from them. Because I'm like, seems legit. They also apparently sell this at Walmart, so it's not like a scam. We're going to give this a mix. And then we're going to get started on this mysterious... No, it's not mysterious. Because he told us what it is. It's some truffle sauce, which we're not going to do. Truffle. But we're still going to make it.
Well, okay.
You'll see it. You'll see it.
Okay.
In my little mini food processor, I've already added... Well, first of all, the only thing we know is that it was a truffle sauce. I think. I feel pretty confident that's all we know. What we decided to do was to create a little Greek yogurt situation because the beef is going to be a little bit rich. So hopefully the Greek yogurt tang will help balance out that richness. We added some roasted garlic because we love garlic. And in order to get it black, because, you know, he used black truffles, we're going to cheat. We're going to put activated charcoal. Look how black that is.
Wow.
It is like...
Dark.
It is the night. We're going to add 2.
Okay.
A pinch of salt. Another small pinch. And then perhaps some oil if we need to. We tried it. It is a little gray, so we're going to add just 1 more. I'm also doing it... Actually, let's do 2 more. We're going to add 2 more. This is 1/8 of a teaspoon, so in total I added 1/8 is one. About a half a teaspoon. And the only thing I'm going to do is add a little bit of olive oil, and then I'll taste it again for saltiness.
You didn't add the oil.
I know, I'm going to add it right now.
Oh, okay.
We gave it a taste and decided to add a little pinch of salt and some nutritional yeast to bump up the savoriness. It has a good garlic flavor. It's not as black as we'd hope, which is crazy because Homeboy probably used a ton of truffles in order to make that sauce. But what we're going to do is should taste it again. We're going to taste it again, and then we're just going to put it in here. And then we'll move on to the next thing. The sauce has reduced well enough. It tastes really good. It's kind of exactly where it needs to be in terms of salt, but I forgot we needed to add this. I've got some beautifully chopped up, I don't know if you can see that, some carrots and potatoes because that, I believe, is what he did. So we're going to just cook this in here. If it gets a little too salty, we're just going to add water. Ultimately, what we're going to do is take some of this out, put it aside, and mix that with a little cornstarch slurry to get it to the viscosity that we like. And then we'll sear the beef tongue. And then we'll plate, guys. It's almost done. The sauce broth with the carrots and potatoes is done. We set some aside because we didn't want to do a whole batch of this. What we're going to do is slightly thicken it up with some cornstarch. I'm going to do, well, I'll give that a fresh mix. I'm going to pour half of this. And then we'll just let that come up to a boil so it can become a nice thick sauce that we can put our tongue on. That's pretty much it. While that's doing its thing, now we're going to, listen to it. Can you hear that?
She's already thick.
Do you think that's good thickness?
I mean, anymore.
Recall the video, the episode.
No, I think that's good.
Okay. Then we'll
We turn
just
it off.
put that on, we'll keep it on low. We're almost there, final stretch. He grilled his tongue, his beef tongue. So what we're going to do is not that. I've already cut the tongue. I didn't skin it. I just cut the skin off. So we got a ripping hot skillet. I'm gonna put some avocado oil.
Avocados.
If you know, you know. We know that it's ripping hot because it is smoking, and our goal is to get a nice sear on both. Oh my gosh, on both sides of this tongue, in the hopes of creating a crust. Ooh,
Put the other ones, or no?
what? That's two. You want another one?
All that oil for two is insane.
All of it?
Yeah, why not?
How about that? That's all I could handle right now.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just going to press this, risk my life. And when we come back, this should be done and we'll be ready to plate. That was really quick. Take a look. It is finished. Beautiful color. It literally took not even 2 minutes to get this color on one side.
Yeah, with the pan really hot.
With the pan really hot because again, it was already cooked. All we needed to do was get a nice crust to it. So hopefully that improves the texture. Now we can get plated. We're going to first put our potato carrot mixture with our little reduced sauce. And then we're going to place one of our lengua pieces right in the middle, right there.
Oh, she's so pretty already, my gosh.
I know. So he dolloped this truffle sauce, and you already know this is not real truffle. So what we're gonna do is dollop it as well. That's it.
Okay.
Now we're going to garnish it with, okay, so he garnished his with a truffle in the shape of a flower and also a potato chip that was very similar. I wasn't about to do that with potato chip. I wasn't gonna just buy regular potato chips because we already had pork rinds from another video, so we're just gonna repurpose that. Should I put more sauce on the top actually?
Yeah.
Right, so that this stuff could stick to it?
Oh, okay. Just a wee bit.
Just like, yeah.
Oh. That was not cute, Giovanni.
Well, it's gonna be covered with this.
You might as well put some dollops. No, okay,
No.
fine, whatever.
I should have done it in reverse.
Yep.
It's okay. We're gonna fix it. We're gonna do what we need to do. And then we're gonna taste it. You already know. Now it's time for a taste. And look at how soft that is. Ooh. Didn't he have to struggle? Okay. I should have got a spoon.
Yeah, you still can.
Yeah, give me a spoon.
Okay.
I'm back. I'm just gonna pile this bad boy on. No small bites. Oh my God. It tastes like a memory. Do you remember when we were young? Mm-hmm. And Mom used to make us that soup from a can, that
Oh, yeah.
beef soup from a can. That's what it's totally giving. The only thing it's missing is peas.
True.
But dang, this is good. Okay, I'm gonna take another bite off camera. 10 out of 10. That's it. Just kidding. No, it's really good. The beef tongue is really tender. The pro move is to sear it because it does add texture. It doesn't provide too much texture to the tongue, but it does make a difference. So what really, really does matter is the crunch of the chicharron, which is great because not only does it provide crunch, it adds a little bit of extra saltiness because the beef tongue itself isn't too salty. I feel like I could have added a little bit more salt. That being said, this is a banger. The reduction, the sauce, whoa, so good. The size of the potatoes, the size of the carrots, incredible. It low-key reminded me of a thing that we used to have when we were younger. It was just missing peas. The flavor profile is very Western, which makes sense because the Chef Song, he is a Western style chef. So these flavors are not foreign. Maybe if you're not used to beef tongue, that might seem a little bit icky, but give it a shot. It literally tastes like beef.
Really beefy.
If you did not tell me it was beef and you gave it to me, I would just think, man, this is a really tender piece of beef. Would it taste as beefy if we didn't do the chuck roast at the same time? I don't know. So I definitely recommend just to do it both. Good. Freaking delicious dish. Would recommend to add a little bit of acidity on the top. Maybe instead of a lemon though, you add a squeeze of lime and some lime zest. I think that would take it up just one notch. And as far as the truffle sauce that we made, really good. If you are going to make this, make sure that it is nice and cold because it actually does make a difference to the dish. It does bring a little zing to it. A little zing. A little garlicky zing to it, which is much needed. That's all I have.
Okay, close it out.
With that being said, that is all I have. Thank you for watching this episode of Recreated Kinda. Hope you got inspired to get into the kitchen and cook something delicious, not with a recipe, but with some intuition. Like, subscribe, share with a friend. See you next week.
Attractive, Giovanni.